Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a live stream on Oracle and Tarot card decks. I'm just waiting for my Amazon live shopping thing to pop up. I'll make sure to put the banner up since I'm here, but you can find us there. So here we go. Amazon Live is now officially live. Okay. Hello. So today we're going to be doing tarot and oracle cards as I was talking about. So first I want to talk about just my at least general setup that I tend to like to do. So I'm a huge fan of environment. If the environment just isn't right for me, it's really hard to get in the mood to do any kind of tarot whatsoever. So something I have, and this is a bit of a mess, but I like to have Palo Santo sometimes, and I like to do a cleansing of the space. But I have, as you can see, I've got all kinds of random things. I've got crystals and stuff, but Palo Santo is really nice. It smells really nice too. So I sometimes will just let it sit. I'll light it, just let it sit there and wait until it goes out on its own, just because it's a lot easier that way. So that's the first thing I like to do. But I'm a huge fan of candles. I tend to kind of just light the candles everywhere in my house, not just for like scent, but that does help me. But I like the glowing light. I get really distracted with just, the luminescent light just shining down on me when I'm doing tarot cards. It just doesn't feel very relaxing. So this is a new brand that I have found that's really cool. So this one's New Moon. This is My Lumina or Lumina. It's really nice scent. I've lit this for a long period of time and it's hardly gone down and it smells wonderful. This one's a white tea scent. I like how dark it is. You can see inside there's actually cute little sparkles. They don't catch on fire, so don't be afraid that it will. I'm trying to get some other stuff set up too, by the way. I promise I'm not ignoring you. But I really like this candle and this brand is fun. I can't find for the life of me, and it actually kind of freaked me out a little bit. So it comes with a moonstone and it disappeared. It disappeared one day. I don't know how. It was during live streaming, so it really creeped me out. It might be a magical candle. So anyway, this is a really fun brand. I'm probably going to have to let my very difficult cat out of the room because that's just how he is. So hold on a second. I apologize. Go ahead, bud. Oh, little creatures, how we love them. But anyway, so I like to have candles around me. And speaking of cats, that kind of brings me to my next thing I was going to actually talk about is that my cats get in the way all the time when I'm doing tarot card readings. So sometimes I get a little panicky when I have candles, and sometimes I'll just have the candles on the ground with me. I'll do my tarot cards on the ground, and then if my cat is there, I'm always like, you're probably going to, like you're going to knock something over. Something's going to catch on fire. So some options that you guys have, I know a lot of people are living in apartments these days or smaller spaces, are these are battery operated candles. So they're actually really cool. You can see this kind of wobbles around loosely, just like a cute little flame would. You can turn it on and off manually like this, or it does come with a remote. So it comes with this. I got a 5-pack and it's kind of perfect. Plus, even the texture, you can kind of see that here. It actually looks waxy. It feels waxy. It looks totally real, and I like that. And it's, again, battery operated. So here you have on the remote, you'll see 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. So you can actually have this on a timer. So if you just wanted to do a really long tarot card reading, you can just have all of your candles on for like 2 or whatever hours. It also has different brightness for your light. So let's see if I can show it to you. You kind of can see it, like if you look at the wax itself, like right here, it actually looks like it's getting brighter or dimmer. I like that. And then we also have a candle mode and just a regular light mode. So candle mode, it like flickers. You can kind of see that it's got like a weird flickering thing going on. It's really nice. So like I said, I have animals, and I like to have that whole, candle glow while I'm doing my tarot card readings. And I'm always afraid that the cats are going to knock something over. So I actually do think these are really nice options if you are worried about that, and it's safer than actual candles, but no scent, obviously. So those are just some options I wanted to share with you before we talk about the actual tarot cards, which we're going to start with now. For those of you that just joined me on Amazon Live, make sure to share where you guys are watching from in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. So let's start with our first deck. I might actually just have to pick out of the box because I have so many. So, and I'm seeing my screen flicker. It's kind of weirding me out. So hold on a second. We've got here's my first deck. I'm really excited because I love this deck. So this is called the Tarot of the Divine. This is by Yoshi Yoshitani. She does the entire deck, so the art and the inside. So let's look at it. You open it up like a cute little treasure box. And it's teal on the inside here. We have a cool guidebook here, and the photos are colored. So she has, one thing I do like about this is not only the deck is cool, but we have short description. So it's not like the cards are telling you a whole lifelong story about, like this is your destiny. And, I like the open-ended stuff just so that it helps you think about things a little deeper. And it's not, people aren't telling you exactly how to feel. So you can tell here, let's look at the Hanged Man, which is right here, Sleeping Beauty. It gives you a description of the card itself, why that card is being represented as the Hanged Man. And then we also have an upright and a reversed reading. So upright is just suspension, restriction, sacrifice, etc. So it's all just adjectives. And then we have reversed is willfulness, useful or useless, sacrifice, rushing, thoughtlessness, martyrdom. So very easy, quick reading. But also the thing that is really cool about this deck by Yoshi Yoshitani is that she gives us all of these amazing myths from all around the world. So for instance, let's take the Hanged Man again, Sleeping Beauty. It's an Italian fairy tale, but then we have like the devil, which is, I don't know how to say this, Boitata. It's a Brazilian mythology. So all of the cards are, they span from all across the globe, different stories. And you get a brief like overview of what each card is, but it gives you enough where you kind of want to go research all of this stuff kind of on your own. There's a lot of cool stuff. Let me show you what the cards actually look like themselves. Okay, so here's the back of each card. They're really, really cool, really pretty. I love the moons. But here's the inside. So we have the Hierophant. Beautiful, obviously more of a Native American myth. Here we have, this one is the Eight of Wands. I think this is also a Native American myth with the crow that brings the fire, or the raven. Here we have the Empress. Beautiful card. She uses these vibrant colors for all of her paintings, which is really kind of a rare thing in a lot of tarot, I've noticed. Here's the Queen of Swords. Beautiful. I think that's Korean. Here's the Devil. That was that Brazilian myth that we were talking about just recently. Here's the Chariot. Let me see if I can find some other ones. I keep picking a lot of the Native American stories. All right, so here is, the Wheel of Fortune. This I believe this is from the Anansi, the spider god. The Ace of Coins, which I couldn't tell you what that would be, but isn't this deck really cool? I love that there's a representation for, different myths from everywhere. And then each illustration definitely portrays that. You'd probably know what this myth is. It gives you kind of like the pinnacle point of each story. It's a really, really beautiful, beautiful deck. I highly recommend this deck, and this artist is fantastic. I'll show you guys one more. So this is Strength. She reminds me of Merida. I'm wondering if that's where Merida was inspired by. So we also have, I'm trying to remember here, in this, each tarot deck usually, I'm saying that, they will give us their own kind of spread. And I don't know if she does. I don't think she does. So she doesn't have like a special spread that is involved with like a multicultural 3-card spread or whatever. She gives us a pretty standard single card, 3-card spread. But all of the cards are fully illustrated, really brief overview of what each card is and where they come from. It's a very special, beautiful deck. I do recommend it, especially for those of you that love folk tales, because there's folk tales from all across the globe. So that was the Yoshi Yoshitani's Tarot of the Divine. It's such a cool tarot card box set. I love it, and it's shiny. I'm going to talk about my next deck. Let me quickly put this away. I don't want to get all my cards thrown everywhere, so bear with me as I put these away real fast. And while I'm doing that, make sure to comment down below. Is there a tarot card deck that you guys tend to go to when you do your tarot readings? I'd love to hear about it. I'm going to share with you guys my first tarot card deck. It's actually on Amazon. I was like, what? So I'm very excited. All right. So the next one I'm going to talk about is really, okay, this one's fun. So this is the Edgar Allan Poe tarot card deck. This one was interesting. So it's very, very colorful, which is hilarious because it's Poe. If I were to associate Poe with anything, it would just be like really black and white and dreary and awesome. But this is a very colorful deck. So let's open it up. This deck is a great gift option. If you know anybody that loves Edgar Allan Poe at all, this would be fantastic because, well, first of all, oh no, excuse my mess. Okay, so as you can tell here, let me put that up again. It's super vibrant. Look at this massive companion. It is literally it's a novel. So let's look at the inside of each of the cards and the novel itself. So I made a huge mess. So hold on a second. I need to clear myself off a little bit. Okay, so here is this massive companion, this huge book. I love the pages. They're really easy. I don't know. I feel like you can turn them easily. I don't know how else to describe it. But what you can see is a full illustration of each card, and you get a blurb from each story. So any of the short stories or any of Poe's works, all of these cards encompass all of that. And it gives a brief description of where each card comes from and the reading itself. So here's the next page. Here is where you'd find the reading. And you can tell here, this tiny little space is the upright and the reversed portion of the reading. The rest of it is literally where the card comes from. So for instance, the moon comes from Telltale Heart. So it gives you, like, I think it gives you everything, not the entire story, obviously, but it gives you everything in this scene, which is very cool. So again, this is a great gift option for those of you that have Edgar Allan Poe friends who are, fan friends. So here we have the King of Wands. Another cool thing here, let me see if I can find it. So unlike the previous deck, this does have its own spread. It's a little, this is dark, but it's not super dark. Okay, so we have different spreads. So we have a 1-card reading, basic, but then we do have Poe readings. So we have the yes-no spread right here. There is the fan spread. Let's see what else we've got. I know we have more. We have, those are typical spreads. We have the Raven spread here, the Telltale Heart spread, and then below that is the Dream Within spread. So all of those have very Poe-oriented you know, questions that you could ask. So for instance, in the Telltale Heart spread, your different cards are your challenge, your passion, your catalyst, and your path to home. So it's really fun and cool. Let's actually look at these cards though. So very extensive, amazing deck for Poe fans. Christina, Nikki, hello. Nice to see you. Thanks for commenting. Thank you. I tried to have unique items in this carousel. So it's not entirely dark stuff. A lot of them are darker decks. Like for instance, Poe is a little darker and woesome, but you know, I have some cute decks in here too. I have a kawaii deck that has fat unicorns, and they're really cute. I have a guilty pleasure for adorable things too. So we've got a mix of different kinds of tarot card decks for every aesthetic, really. All right, so here, let me show you the cards themselves. Look at so here's the raven with the eye. I don't even know if that's from any of his literature. It might be. So that's for the back of the cards. But here are the actual cards in full. And I have to make sure that I don't share like the super dark stuff, because some of these cards can be a little dark. So as you can tell, the illustration takes the entire card. So there's no border around it. It's an entire illustration. Some people might really like this because it's almost like a window into a scene. You get to actually see it. It's like a portal, but some people really like to have a border around it. So, and then here we have, oh God, this is a beautiful card. I actually haven't seen this one yet. I love that card. So cool. Here's the Page of Wands. So again, full illustration. I'm not sure how I feel about the full illustrations, to be perfectly honest. I do like the cards. So the cards are a great size. Some cards can be like too massive, and it's hard to shuffle and handle them. These are perfectly sized. They're like a little bit bigger than regular playing cards. And the texture is really smooth. As you can tell, it's really easy for me to actually like maneuver the cards. So that's really nice too if you like to do really large readings. I know that sometimes I hate it when the cards stick together. Edgar Allan Poe is a classic. So this is a great deck for those of you that really do enjoy Poe. So here's another just beautiful, dark, but magical card. I'll share with you guys a few more. This one freaks me out a little bit. I don't know what this one is from. I am just starting to read some Poe. Like literally just downloaded a bunch of stuff this week. So I'm a little embarrassed. Poe is mostly my co-host Carrie's thing. So I need to catch up to her. All right, here's another one. The Eight of Wands. Oh, I love this card. This is cool. And I was surprised. I don't know if you guys are surprised like me, but these cards are way more colorful than I would have anticipated from a Poe deck, personally. Like this bright, vibrant blue and purple and red. I was just like kind of blown away. All right, I'll do one more card because this one's a really cool card, and then we'll move on to our next deck because I have a lot. All right, this is the High Priestess. It's hard to get this color. It's way more colorful than this is actually. My camera is giving it justice. It's very pink and purpley and blue. Very cool card. So check this one out. If you're a Poe fan or know somebody, I like to keep these things in the back of my head for Christmas coming up. Tarot cards are really fun. They can be really personable, and people love these. Like, they're really cool. So check this one out. This is the Edgar Allan Poe tarot card deck. It's very, very cool. It has a very extensive book that comes with it. So it has every single poem, what every card is associated with, and obviously your reverse and upright reading. So bear with me as I put this away. I made a huge mess. I spilled a bunch of my stuff. So bear with me. I don't want to make a further mess because that will just be a nightmare to clean up later. So I'm going to see. My next deck is going to be the Alice in Wonderland deck. So let me know what your favorite Alice in Wonderland character is while I'm quickly shoving this Edgar Allan Poe thing away. I'm really excited because I love this deck too, actually. So this one is by, I think this one's a Minerva Siegel, who's kind of like the tarot card lady. She's amazing. And the artist, I think it is, I can't remember. But anyway, here we go. Alice in Wonderland. Let's get into this one. All right, so here we have the inside. Very cool, simple guidebook here. I love the art style. All right, so here's what the backs of each card look like. As you can tell, there's a cute little teacup or teapot and teacups. And the inside's really cute too. This would probably be better. We have the teapot, flowers, mushrooms, a watch. It's very precious if you're into Alice in Wonderland. All right, so the inside of the guidebook, let's do that first because that's kind of it's important, but it's not as pretty. So what they've done is that they've done all of the major arcana cards are going to be in full. They have one entire page in full color, and then they have, and their other page has the description, etc., and the reading. But then on the other ones, with just the minor arcana, it only takes up a little page here, small colored illustrations, but it's still really pretty. So the minor arcana suits are, we have spears, teacups, hedgehogs, and flowers. So here's an example of spears. That's pretty cool. Obviously, the teacups is pretty great. Love the teacups. I like how neither of these are even teacups. And then we also have hedgehogs, which is also so cute. Here we have some of the hedgehogs. So and then also we have the tarot readings themselves. We do have Alice in Wonderland spreads. So here we have the doorknob's key. I love that spread. I think it's so cute. So clearly it looks like a key. Here are the different cards. And these are all special, Alice in Wonderland themed questions and pathways. We also have Follow the White Rabbit. Super easy 4-card draw. We also, I think we have, oh yeah, this one's complicated. So we have the Cheshire Cat's Conundrum, which I love also. I love the Alice in Wonderland spreads. I think they're just really great. Let's look at the cards though, because that's why you're here. Here we have the Emperor. So I totally forgot he was a character in Alice in Wonderland until recently because he's so small. I didn't mean that. He's just a small part. All right, so here we have Judgment. Look at him. So this, I don't know about you, but this kind of reminds me of like old vintage children's books, the art style. At least that's something that I kind of grew up with. Here we have the Walrus. Temptation as he lures the poor oysters out of the ocean. We also have the Mystery. This one's awesome. Aren't these illustrations just so cool? I'm thinking we might do a Alice in Wonderland live stream one day and just do Alice in Wonderland themed everything because there's just so many cool Alice in Wonderland themed things. Let's go into some of the minor arcana. So here you see, here's the teacups. So I think what they've done here is that on the minor arcana with the suits, until you get to the royalty, it's all going to be different, cups. So that was 2. Here's 3. But then once you get to the higher suits, it'll be different. So like, for instance, the Queen of Flowers is actually a Queen of Flowers. But then you have, let's see if I can find the flowers. I better be able to. But like for another examples, here's the cute little hedgehogs. I don't know if I can find, here's the page of hedgehogs. As you can tell that the royal portion of the minor arcana are going to have like that beautiful illustration versus the just the regular numerical minor arcana are just going to have a count of each, if that makes sense. I hope that's making sense to people. So here's the spears. I love the spear design. It's so cool. So for those of you that just joined, we're going over the Alice in Wonderland tarot card deck. It's very cool. It's very Alice in Wonderland, is the Disney version, obviously, but it's really fun. It really is. Here is the teacups. I like that each of the teacup cards have different, so these teacups have a very different design than the other suit, or not suits, but the other numbers. Here's the strength card. I love this flower. He's so cute. All right, so let's do a few more of these guys because it's awesome. So here's the different, this one's the Queen of Hedgehogs and the other's the King of Hedgehogs. Again, a very awesome illustration. These are just so memorable and unique. If you know anybody that loves Alice in Wonderland, I guarantee they're going to totally adore this deck. It's just so cool. Let's see if I can find one more card. Maybe a major arcana card. That would be super cool. Let's see. I should be able to find it all, but of course I can't. Well, here's the Hierophant. Here we go. Another slightly more lesser known character, but again, really cool deck. Perfect for those of you that really enjoy Alice in Wonderland, especially the Disney version. But it's really cool. It really is. It's a beautiful deck with lots of cool stuff in there. And honestly, my favorite part about this deck is the different spreads. The Alice in Wonderland spreads in here are really fun. They do help with answering some questions, some conundrums, but they're just really clever. So yeah, enjoy this one. This one I think would be a great one to have in your arsenal for sure. And it just came out this year. So check that one out. I'll just show you guys the box in a second. I'm trying to put it all away. Here we have the Alice in Wonderland tarot card deck. Super cool. Love it. It's really great. All right, so let's find the next one. Here we have another one that has, this one's a little controversial to some people just with how it's designed, and I'll break it down for you guys in just a second. So we have the Dungeons and Dragons tarot card deck. This is a beautiful, beautiful tarot card deck. So you open it up like a treasure chest. Oh, perfect. So we have here the guidebook, but let me just tell you what the problem with this deck is while I show you the pretty, pretty cards. All right, so here we have, let me get to it. Oh, okay. So here we have different numerical values. So you can see here, there's an 8. And again, just stunning illustrations. This is a 9. Sorry for my shaky hands today. We have a 10. So as you can tell, like this is a beautiful, beautiful deck. This is a Dungeons and Dragons deck. But here's the problem that, and I'm just telling you what the issue is with this deck right up front, just so that you're aware of it. So you see here we have like the page, but we don't know what it's the page of. So this is the issue that people have been having with this particular tarot deck, is that they've divided this up into specific skill trees. So you'll see on the top here, it says the minor arcana wisdom, but nowhere on the card do you get to see that it's wisdom, strength, dexterity, or intelligence. You just kind of get a number. And that's the problem. So it's kind of, you have to match the illustration in the book. So that if you're not somebody that, if you just want to do a quick reading, this might be a huge pain just because it's not fast. You have to match the illustration and be like, okay, so it's clearly not strength, maybe it's wisdom. And one thing I was thinking was like, well, maybe we're supposed to match the illustration to the skill. So, if I were to match, I don't know, does that look like a sword? Because that kind of looks like a sword to me. I'd probably put this in strength, but I'm looking at this and it's actually intelligence. So, maybe I'm not nerdy enough. I play D&D all the time, but for some reason I can't match the suits with the cards. So that's just something to keep in mind with this, but it is a stunning deck. Like, it is so pretty. For that issue, I don't necessarily mind digging through the guidebook. So let me just share with you guys some more illustrations. Again, this one's like, I would assume it's charisma because we've got a bard. It looks like maybe some rogues, which I guess that's dex, but there's no dex. skill set for this card, or for that, whatever, minor arcana. Anyway, here we have a cute, I don't even know, is this a gargoyle? It's adorable. Okay, here we have another beautiful D&D card. So cool. And I can't remember off the top of my head who did the illustrations for the D&D tarot card deck. Oh, here we go. It's Fred Gisable. You can see on the back here. And then Adam Lee is the writer. So and this is published by Wizards of the Coast. So this is the official D&D tarot card deck. So beautiful illustrations, super cool. I will break down also the guidebook. So another cool thing about this deck is that you can use this deck in your actual D&D game. So how you can do that is, okay, so I'm just going to pick a random page here. So we have here, you see the emblem, like the D&D emblem here. So if you want to, these cards you can basically randomly pick one and do a random encounter. If you ever struggle, propelling a story forward in your DM and you're just like, I don't know what to do, and you're panicking, you can just draw literally any of these cards and it'll give you a prompt. So like, for instance, the Empress is, you encounter the queen of a nation with an important mission for you. So if you're like, I just don't know what to give these guys, you can randomly generate something literally for your D&D games. So here is, you can do an entire adventure spread. So let's see, that's just for your D&D campaign. So this is multifaceted. It's not just a tarot card deck. You can literally have it as something for your game. It has, let's see, yeah, so that's your encounters, and we have the adventure in a spread. Let's see, and you can create an entire story. Let's see, we have just a regular, oh no, here's a D&D spread. So we have a 5-card spread here. So we have the main quest, the end quest. I mean, these are just riffs off of many other things that have been before, but it's still very cool. It's very, D&D oriented. I don't know if you guys watch the ADHD lady on YouTube, but she uses things like this, like creating your own personal adventure, to kind of help with a lot of problem solving and reframing some of the things in your life as being like a quest. So this is a great option, if you are kind of struggling with some things and you're like, okay, let's make this literally a life quest. And, you want to draw some cards, and it's just a really cool way of doing that. So check this one out. This is a D&D tarot card deck. It's beautiful. A few other things about this deck before I move on. So the texture, it's almost like canvas. So it's a really great quality. The cards, they're pretty thick and durable, and they slide really well, so they're easy to shuffle. And again, stunning illustrations. It actually is quite a nice deck, but some people have issues with the fact that the suits aren't there. Unfortunately, you just can't see what suit it is. So that is the D&D deck. Let me quickly put this one away. I also, again, made a huge mess earlier. Here we go. So beautiful D&D deck. Check this one out. It's actually really cool. I still have yet to do an official reading. If you guys are interested in a reading, we can try. I am not a psychic, by the way. I do not claim to be, but it's fun. That's what tarot cards are all about, is just having fun and playing and, doing that kind of thing. So check it out, D&D. And especially with this one, you can create your own adventure. That's just perfect. All right, so the next deck is, this one's going to be a little darker. So for those that are on the darker end of the spectrum, we have here we go. Sorry. Vlad, Dracula, and Edgar Allan Poe have the same aesthetic on their box. It's kind of hilarious. Hold on, coffee. Okay, Vlad, Dracula tarot card deck. So this is shiny and gold on the outside and right here. It is really cool. So here's the interesting thing about this this deck. This deck had way more to offer than I had anticipated. I was not expecting so much from this deck. So here we have our guidebook. I have to be really careful about the cards I show you from this particular deck because it's Vlad the Impaler, and it is violent. It's violent, if you didn't know. So here's the cool thing about this particular tarot card deck is it actually provides a bit of a historical context for you. So for instance, again, I have to filter things out, so bear with me if I'm a little slow. Okay, so here we have like the 9 of coins and the 10 of coins here. In the guidebook right here, this massive text, it's actually a reference to the events on the cards. So for instance, like the 10 of coins is Vlad's hidden treasure. You get a whole historical lesson about what that even means. I don't know as much about Vlad the Impaler than I thought I knew enough, but apparently not. So if you're a history buff and you like the Vlad the Impaler historical story, this is actually a fun deck and way more educational than I was even anticipating. So let's break this one down a little bit. I'm going to share with you the cards themselves. So let me actually get the entire deck out. So what's cool about this deck too is we have the edges are all gold and beautiful, and here's what the back of the card looks like. They're pretty awesome. I would say they're metal. They're amazing, but it's Vlad the Impaler. Okay, so here is the sun. Something I was surprised at too was the style that they chose for the illustration. So this is has kind of like this old English manuscript art style, and I dig it. It's pretty amazing, but it's not what I was thinking when I was opening this deck up. Here is the Page of Stakes. Again, there are some bloody and gory cards in this, and they sneak up on you. Sometimes I get really excited and I share a bunch, and then I'm like, oh, that one was bad. All right, so here's the 5 of Swords. Another thing you'll notice on the very bottom here, we have like what the scene is, just a basic, it's a Radu attacking the castle. So you already get some context to there, but you get even more backstory in the guidebook. Here's the moon, which I showed you guys earlier. Here we have the Chariot. So one of my favorite things, and I'm not going to lie, is how squat, like his feet look so tiny, his legs. And that's how all the cards are. Here we have the Knight of Cups. Here, they look just all so small. It's kind of cute. Okay, so Queen of Swords. Here's another one. So I don't know if you guys enjoy this art style, but we also have inside the guidebook, we have a Vlad, I'm pretty sure we have a Vlad the Impaler reading, like actual reading. So we have this is hilarious. It's the Orthodox cross spread because Vlad Dracula was part of the Eastern Orthodox Church, so we had to compensate and do something a little different. So we do have a Vlad. We have a Vlad reading. I don't know if we have any other ones. No, it's just this one, which is great. But look at how 11 card draw. You literally have to sit down with this for a really long time. So this one's really fun. Do you guys have any people in your life that would really enjoy, or you? I'd love to hear from you. Do you guys enjoy the Vlad Dracula tarot card deck? It's really interesting. I like the inside too of the box. It's a really beautifully done tarot card deck in general. It's super fun. I'll just share with you a few more cards. Again, I gotta be careful. Nope, can't do that one. Nope, I can't even do that one. Oh my God. See, here we go. Coins. It seems like coins is probably the safest minor arcana because it doesn't have to do with blood and impaling. That's nice. All right. So then we also have the Lovers here. And then we'll move on to the next deck. We'll move on to something a little cuter for those of you that maybe can't handle Vlad. This is as far as I can go with the violence. Do not be violent, people. It's not healthy or good. And here's the Hierophant. All right, so I'm going to put this one away, and we will do something really cute, totally different. It might actually be very jarring what I'm about to do, because we're going to talk about the Kawaii tarot card deck. It's very adorable. Again, cool deck, shiny, beautiful gold cards. This one is the Vlad Dracula tarot card deck. I gotta put it away. Here we go. For those of you that just joined, this is the one that I was just talking about. It's very cool and historical. Okay, so the next one is this adorable Kawaii Tarot deck. And I know this is going to be a very jarring experience for those of you that just stayed with me through that Vlad Dracula tarot card deck. So now we're going to do this one. So this one, okay, is great for beginner tarot card readers. It's easy, it's simple, it's stress-free. And you know what? Sometimes I enjoy just a very stress-free tarot reading session. So here's kind of what they've done. We have colored illustrations for all the cards, every single one, but they're very, very short descriptions as to what each means. And there's only one reading. So there's no reversed reading. It's all the same. So for instance, like the High Priestess, you have an inner voice, but you may not listen to it. Tune out the world. Listen to your subconscious self. What have you not been hearing? So it helps you just think about things a little differently. Hold on, I need some water. It's very, it's great. It's just a really chill tarot card deck. So here's what the actual cards on the back look like. Very cutesy. Let me share with you the cards. You guys are going to die because they are so cute. Here's the 5 of Cups. So all of these animals are just really adorable and precious. 5 of Wands. We feature different kinds of animals from everywhere, even mystical animals like rainbow. I don't think this is a unicorn. This might be a Pegasus. Here's the Emperor. We have, actually we have both of them right next to each other. The Emperor and the Empress together. They're very cute. Here we have, let's see. Oh my goodness. The 7 of Swords. I like that it's not, so again, we still feature swords. Swords is usually a terrible suit too, by the way. For those of you that are really, familiar with tarot cards, like getting swords is like, oh God, what's going to happen to me? So I like that they make it approachable. So we also, even the 6 of Swords. Those bunnies look ferocious. All right, so here we have, let me see if I can find any more. I mean, they're all very cute. The King of Cups. I think, I'm trying to remember, in this deck, we do have, I believe, so we have, it says continue the journey. So it has each of your astrology symbols right here. We even have games that you can utilize these cards for. So I really like having different cards are not only great for different, if you're really feeling, the world is crazy right now. So if you want to have a Vlad Dracula tarot card deck and just see things dying, that's fine. Some people just can't handle it right now. And they would rather have a cute little tarot card deck that's really chill with no stress. So I like having a variety of different decks. Plus, I like having different decks with different, different spreads, different games, different, just different feels overall. So here I'll share with you guys a few more cards. I'm going to dig out a little more. Ooh, look at the Magician. That one's a great card. That one's really cool. And you can see some of that witchy symbolism all throughout. So it's still a pretty witchy deck, even though it's still like blatantly adorable. 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, all. And then King of Wands. And then we'll move on to something less adorable because I am going a little slow today. So I'm going to put these ones away. This one is the Kawaii tarot card deck. It's really cute, stress-free. There are no reversal or, there's no reversal readings. The cards are pretty straightforward. And it's a great beginner deck for those that have never done tarot before, or kids too. Like if kids are really curious about it and you want something just a little more approachable, this one's a great deck for beginners, kids, everyone. It's really just an all-around great little tarot deck. So this is the Kawaii Tarot deck. Really cool. All right, so let me see what's next on my list here. We're going to go back to some little darker aesthetic. We're going to go talk about the Labyrinth Tarot card deck. So here it is. Rest in peace, David Bowie. I'm so sad. Okay, so here we will open. I love this art style. I love the thick lines. The brown aesthetic is really cool. Here's the guidebook. So here we have the major arcana. All have this big one-page spread illustration, and then we have your reading. We also don't focus a lot on where this card comes from, which sometimes that's kind of nice. We have your upright reading and a reverse reading, so if you need both, we have both. For the minor arcana, let's see what they list. I think this deck has some of my favorite minor arcana. We have a suit of poles, suit of feathers, suit of pots, and suit of junk. I love that. We also have individual labyrinth readings. So for instance, things aren't always what they seem. I love the labyrinth spreads are pretty awesome. You have no power over me. And then one more is the door knocker's conundrum. So we had an Alice in Wonderland, like the Cheshire Cat's conundrum, and it had 11 cards in it. This one's really nice because it's only a 5-card draw, but I like how they've done that, where we've got 2 different rows, and then here's your answer. So here are the actual cards. Here's the back. Super cool. Very labyrinth oriented. These cards are a great quality. So sometimes I feel like I pick up 2 cards because they're so thick, but it's only 1 card. And they're really easy to shuffle. They're really durable. Yeah, they're great cards. So here is, I think, the poles. Let me share with you guys like the major arcana because that's the fun part. Look at him. I love the detail in his armor. It's just really well done. Here's the Hermit. The Hanged Man. I remember this scene. Poor guy. The details on this, as I go through this, I keep remember. I haven't watched this movie in probably 10 years now. I need to go back and watch it. But all these cards are starting to remind me exactly of like each scene in here. Here's the demon. I love it. So another thing to keep in mind with these is that we have our major arcana, but we have our minor, which had this is clearly 5 of pots. But once you get into the royalty cards, we start seeing actual illustrations for royalty. So let me see. So we have 5 of pots. Here's the Queen of Pots. So it's nice that they have, full, beautiful illustrations from the movies also in their royal suits. It makes it, just a little more awesome. Also, just a reminder, because we're starting to run out of time, if you guys do enjoy darker stuff, especially as Halloween is approaching, make sure to give me a follow. We do like to stream at least twice a week, and we do a lot of different things. Dark children's books, children's toys, tarot cards, witchy essentials, home decorations, all in the dark aesthetic. Obviously, dark books, dark comic books. So make sure to give me a follow if you do enjoy this kind of stuff. All right, I'm going to keep looking at these because it's Labyrinth and it's amazing. All right, so here we have the Ace of Pots. I love this. Let me find some more of these. My favorite suit is honestly Junk because it's perfect. This one, I'm trying to remember. Here's a 2. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's not coins, but it kind of looks like coins. And it's not shields. Here is the Ace of Junk. I really need to watch Labyrinth again. So here's more junk. This is the 9 of junk. This is awesome. Okay, more. Okay, here we go. The Chariot. Look at him. He's so cute. And then, of course, we will end the Labyrinth tarot card deck with the Magician, the Goblin King. So exciting. I'm going to have to watch the movie again. Now I'm all inspired to go and watch Labyrinth later today. All right, so that, for those of you that just joined, that is the Labyrinth tarot card deck. I like to keep a lot of these more pop culture tarot card decks in mind for Christmas or birthdays, because they're usually always coming out, and there's some that are really surprising. Like the Labyrinth one really surprised me that they decided to do that this year. This was released in March of this year, so this is going to be a great gift for anybody that has Labyrinth fans or Jim Henson fans. So definitely give this one, this one a shot, because it's a great deck. All right, we're going to move on to another deck here. It is, because I mentioned Halloween, and I think I did talk about how we do have Oracle decks, I'm going to talk about the Halloween Oracle deck real quick. So this one is really cool. You can see just kind of like the Halloween iconography decorated all around the box. It's really cool. This one's interesting. So the difference with Oracle decks and tarot decks is tarot decks tend to follow a specific set of rules for the most part. They all have the same amount of cards, whereas Oracle decks kind of do their own thing. And I personally love working with Oracle decks because there's more options. So this is the Halloween Oracle deck. These ones do not, on the inside of the guidebook, they do not have colored illustrations, which is fine because the cards have beautiful full illustrations, bright full illustrations, and they're huge. Like the cards are just massive. So one thing to keep in mind with this particular deck is, we're going to do Lady de los Muertos. Sorry. Okay. So we have a full story of why this is associated with Halloween. So we kind of get a little bit of a Halloween history lesson here and why that card is associated with Halloween. But we also have at the very end the questions you may ask, or I guess how each card relates to your specific reading. So for instance, for Lady de los Muertos, we have acknowledging that death is a natural process that will enter everyone's life at some time, and that perhaps until then, we can choose to be life-affirming, takes away much of the fear. Take a light approach to a situation initially, and it may work out better. If you're holding on to something that does not serve you any longer, in particular material things, that might be me, simplify and let it go. So at the very end of each of these different cards, there's like, a brief description of how it's associated with your reading. It's more thought-provoking rather than giving you an answer. So let me share with you the cards because these are really beautiful. So like I said, they're huge. The cards are massive. It's a little difficult to shuffle these particular cards, but it lends to a beautiful illustration. So here we have the ancestors. It's also mixed media. So we have bits of photography, bits of actual painting, and all kind of jumbled together to make a really cool Halloween-esque illustration. So one thing too about these oracle cards is we have like the skull of stars, but underneath it just kind of already gives you a bit about the card itself when you unveil what it is when you are doing your reading. So for instance, this one's infinite possibilities. So Night Song is hidden talents. Skeleton is strength. I won't cover this gorgeous illustration. Let me share with you guys some of my favorite cards. Here we have Eternal Love. Very cool. This one's dark, but I like it. And here, Scrying's a really cool card. So again, mixed media, but really cool. Here's what the back of the cards look like. These are really fun. I think these are perfect during Halloween. They also have, if you read through the beginning, here's the death card. So I like in the beginning of this deck, it encourages you to do oracle readings during Halloween because that's when the veil is the thinnest. So when you are, here's the black cat. When you are doing your readings, they have some things on like how to kind of connect with your ancestors in this oracle deck. And it's really kind of cool. Here's Midnight. It's beautiful. Joy. Looks like a leaf. Yeah, during fall. And Skull of Darkness. This means blind spots. So this one, again, great for Halloween. This one is the Halloween Oracle deck. So it's not a tarot deck. They are different. I do like Oracle decks. They're really fun. And usually you can find Oracle decks that have, I don't know, that really speak to you. You can do that with tarot card decks too. But these ones always have like very specific themes and different questions you can ask yourself. And if you are, you know, like I love Halloween. So this one I had to get. Let's see if they actually have different spreads in here. I don't think they do, but they do have a history of Halloween and all, you know, really cool stuff in here. Here's dedications to your cards and all kinds of fun, unique things, which most tarot card decks do not have. So if you're interested, check this one out. This is the Halloween Oracle deck. I'm going to go over one more deck and then we will be finished today. So that one is the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. This one also came out this year. This one is, let me see if it's, I think it's Minerva Siegel, but I believe one of my favorite artists, I don't want to name her if I can't find her, but she might have actually done oh yeah, Abigail Larson. So she does a lot of tarot stuff, usually anyway, especially spooky tarot, spooky tarot. All right, here's the back of the guidebook. So here's what the cards will look like. The major arcana has a full spread, and then you get a reverse and upright reading here. You get a brief description of the card for further, you know, insights and whatnot. You've got your minor arcana here. You've got your suit of needles. And let's see what else. Candles, presents, and potions are your suits. And I believe we have different spreads. We have the Eureka spread. We also have a peek behind the Cyclops eye spread. So for those of you that just joined, we're doing the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot card deck. And then we're also doing, here's one more spread. Meant to be spread. Or no, it's Blown to Smithereens spread. That's cute. I think that's it. Okay. So here is what the cards look like on the back. It's beautiful, right? I love it. So let's open this up. Here we have the King of Potions. I love these illustrations because they really, I mean, they totally take from that the claymation bits, but I don't know. She just does a great job with these cards. Here, I'll show you Sally. She's the High Priestess. I love the different details on her dress. I love the little wispy smokies. I think that's just such a beautifully done card. Very beautifully stylized. Here's the Emperor, Sandy Claus. So good. Here's one of the minor arcana, the presents cards, which I personally like. They're very Halloween themed presents. It's very cute. So here's the Two of Presents, another example of the present cards. Very creepy, but very adorable all at the same time, as is Nightmare Before Christmas. Here is the Six of Needles. Beautiful. Love Sally. Here we have the Five of Potions. I'm not sure why this. Oh, there's potions on the right here. I wasn't sure why this one was a potions card. Let's see if I can find any more major arcanas. So we have, Santa Claus's list. This is Judgment. Perfect. Here is the King of Presents. Here's Jack. Very cute. And then we also have the King of Needles. Oh, he always freaked me out as a kid. I think even as an adult, he just like gets under my skin. I really hate it. Here's the Ace of Needles, just a very simple singular needle. You can tell that's clearly Sally's hand. So if you have anybody in your life that loves Nightmare Before Christmas, I sure do. This is a great deck to have and gift somebody. And it's just a great one to have in general. It's got its own readings. It has its own suits. The illustrations are to die for. They're just really stunning. Very wonderful for Nightmare Before Christmas fans. So, and this one was actually new. I think this one came out this year as well. So check it out. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. One more, King of Candles. I couldn't help it. I was like, he's perfect. Perfect for Halloween. All right, so if you guys do grisly things like dark reads or dark stuff, decor, tarot, just like these ones, witchy essentials, any of that stuff, make sure to give me a follow because I do this twice a week at least. And join us next time we do horror trivia games too. So make sure to follow, subscribe, stay tuned for all of those things coming up. Thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping next week, or not next week, I'm hoping we'll do something on Friday, and I think we'll do some horror trivia again. It was so much fun last time. Yeah, stay tuned, and we will see you soon.